Lost Ark has taken over the MMO scene over the past week since launch. Tons of people are playing and enjoying the game, which is great, but I personally didn't play it because the developers lied about censorship and they didn't explain that the game was going to be pay to win. But of course, no matter how much you censor and change in new titles, certain people online will always find something to complain about, and game journalists are now attacking the character models, furious that they dare to make attractive characters in a video game. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start with the Sankaku Complex article, and then I want to show off Kotaku's massive hit piece on Lost Ark, but this says the game is still being labeled sexist by Westerners despite censorship. This was a game I was initially interested in. I thought that it looked really good. I thought the characters looked good. I thought the gameplay looked intriguing, but I decided not to support it after we found out there was going to be a lot of censorship. The team behind the game had said, oh no, there's not censorship, and then there was censorship, and the monetization system didn't really seem that appealing, at least to me. So I figured I would hold off on playing it at launch, and I'm kind of glad that I did. But it says Lost Ark, already subjected to ridiculous Western censorship, has incurred the wrath of the typical Western Puritans opposed to the concept of attractive women in fiction, as the standard Kotaku article has summoned a wealth of derogatory comments tired of the website's constant attacks on the female form. It's worth pointing out that Lost Ark first launched in 2019, so Kotaku's criticisms of the feminine form is as out of date as their attack itself. They tweeted out the article hoping to garner attention and taking aim at the female characters and their physical looks, despite the censorship forced upon the developers years after they published the game in their home country of South Korea. So yes, it is only just now launching in the West, but it has been out in South Korea for a couple of years now. And there wasn't a lot of outrage surrounding the initial launch in South Korea, but now that it's being brought to the West, there are specific people on the internet who are furious over everything surrounding this game. I know I personally am the most disappointed with the censorship surrounding this game and also the pay to win. I think that it was really shitty how they said, oh, the outfits you think are removed are still in the game, yet they're not. I don't want to support companies that are bringing players in with lies, but at the same time, I don't think that female characters should be attacked. I like sexy outfits in games. I like attractive female character models in titles. I don't think that those things are bad. So on one hand, I want to defend them because I think that they should be able to create whatever they want, but at the same time, they're showing that they have no backbone and they're willing to change things when there's outrage around them. But going to the Kotaku article, it says Lost Ark's depiction of female characters feels a decade out of date. The free-to-play action MMORPG forces women to wear heels and has gender-locked classes. These are the things that they're complaining about, that fictional characters in a video game have to wear heels with the outfits. Oh, and there's gender-locked classes. These are the best things they could complain about now. It says, Lost Ark is a lot of fun. I've played hours and hours of it, and I'm excited to play more. However, the latest smash hit on Steam is facing criticism for how it portrays its female characters. There are very few people, from what I've seen, complaining about the way that they show female characters in this title. It's only really news outlets like Kotaku that are trying to make people mad about it. It says specifically the game features some truly silly female animations, gives women few options besides revealing armor, forces them to wear heels, and uses gender-locked classes. This would have been a problem in 2012. Now in 2022, it's not only bad, it seems as if folks making the game just ignored the last decade or so of discussions and debates surrounding representation of women and non-masculine characters in games. It's not like you can only play this game as a female in skimpy outfits. They have more covered up outfits now. We know this. We saw these screenshots months ago, and you can play as male characters. Yes, some classes are gender locked, and I personally don't like that in video games, but this is the direction they decided to go in. It's not that uncommon. Look at another MMO like Black Desert Online. There are tons and tons and tons of classes, but a lot of them are gender locked. To be clear, I have no problem with people wanting to wear short shorts or heels. Whatever works for you and makes you feel good, I'm down for it. And I think that video games should include options for people who want to wear revealing clothing or super high heels. However, it's frustrating that in 2022, we still have to remind game devs and publishers that women might want a choice in how they look. Now, I do agree with the first half of this paragraph because they are saying the more options, the better. You should have options for whatever people want to wear in the game, and I think that that's fine. But this second part is really where they lose me because, first of all, they're talking about how women might want a choice in how they look. We're talking about fictional women in a video game here. It's not like they actually get to make choices for themselves. And second of all, they're talking about how it's frustrating that we have to remind devs and publishers how to basically create their games and how they should make women in games look, which I disagree with. I think that that is absurd. They clearly wanted to make the outfits look a specific way. They wanted to make the female characters look a specific way. We shouldn't be attacking them over that. It's fine, again, to criticize and say, yes, I think that you should have more options for players, but demanding specific outfits be removed and toned down because you don't like them is absurd. And of course, towards the end of the article, they say even if they decided to offer a wider variety of clothing and armor to women, there's other problems that these developers would have to face. So they're saying, oh, you could fix one of the problems, but there's so many, it's basically pointless. You know, the animations are a problem, the models are a problem, the outfits are a problem. They are complaining about everything they can in this game. I am just disappointed with Lost Ark all around because my problem with them removing face presets and toning down outfits is that developers should be giving players more options, not taking them away, and changing NPC designs because they think it appeals to a certain group of people more, and of course it doesn't. It will just make them lose consumers. They should allow skimpy outfits. They should also have more covered up options for people who want those clothes, and then everyone's happy, but no. They're afraid of cancel culture vultures, and they decided to remove some of the skimpy designs, and even though they left some in, I'm sure we're going to see more censorship. Maybe they're going to tone some more outfits down, maybe they're going to add more covered up outfits in future DLC and future releases because they're seeing outrage from specific groups of people online. But that's all that I really had to talk about in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.